the logo talk, Amy Spurthouse said hourly rate plus number of revisions. It's not a bad idea and a bad rule of thumb, you know.
Yeah.
How about you, Chris? Do you have
Let me
any
ask-
comments about logos, like creation and things like that, and like how much someone should charge?
I can guarantee you that the person that had unlimited revisions for when I paid for my logo will never do that again.
Sorry, Carissa. I was just going to say real quick, what is the acceptable amount of times you can ask for edits?
Sometimes it's in the contract. I would say 2 or 3 is
so
almost.
this person had options, and if you pay more, you can have unlimited revisions. And I know myself, so I'm like, I'm going to do unlimited revisions. And it was like $20 more, and I'm sure he upped that number and never did it again. But I don't know. I guess it's acceptable if it's a logo, probably, yeah, like 2, 3, you know, something like that. But it just. He could not get it right. Like I had
unlimited is very dangerous though, because a person go, you know what, do this and that. Actually, you know what, I don't like it. Go back to the way it was. You know, actually, you know what? It's just, you know, it's just like so. It's just, I would never do that again ever. You know, the guy that I work with, my friend Bill, like his print shop. He was telling me how this guy kept asking him to do change after change. It's like Harry, I'm going nuts here. I'm like, what you got to do is make it a policy for, you know, after the third one, you start charging, you know, like whatever it is, you know, it's like
revisions. Sorry, Harry, I didn't mean to just step on you there. I was just going to say revisions invite indecisiveness.
Right.
It opens the door to be like, well, you know, you can do something a little different. And then that's where if you're a creative person, which we all are, you know, like, oh, well, maybe if I try it this way, and it could spiral, you could spiral out.
It's pretty amazing how quickly you come to a decision when money is involved. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's true. And even Roland was saying right here, 50 up front, 50 after, charge extra for every revision. That's not a bad idea.
I wouldn't hire that person. Charge for every revision. I mean, you have no idea what their vision is and what you want. You have to have at least some revisions.
I would say if you have a couple for free, like you should have a couple revisions for free, because
for a logo, because you know it has to be specific, and I don't know. Mine was a little bit more complicated. You know, mine's got the you know, the whole the gems and the you know, the everything. And he could not get the concept of what I was saying. And I drew a really crappy picture. Like, it looks like this. But I should show you sometime what he originally did compared to what it finished. Because it was like 1,000 times better.
See, the problem is, like, if I'm getting this information like secondhand or third hand, you know, so if I were to people get annoyed with me because if I were to sit down with the customer, I ask them a zillion questions. All right, what colors do you want? What you know, what size? What's it for? What's it gonna be? What's the tagline for? You know, what's the tagline? What's the use? You know, what does the company do? You know, a million questions, and like to the point where the person goes nuts, like, oh my God, you're very thorough. I'm like, well, you know why I am thorough? So there's no changes at the end. You know, I expect 1 or 2 at the end. But if you have a million changes, then something went wrong in our discussion. You know, something went wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the more you're thorough you are up front, I think the better. Like,
exactly,
I mean,
right?
Because that like eliminates more of the revisions at the end. You
That's
know,
kind of how I tell stories too. By the way, but my ex-girlfriend hated me for this. Like she would ask me how my day was at work or how my day was. I'm like, well, so and so. You know, I give her the entire thing. You know, it's like, Harry, to the point. Tell me quickly, and give me a sentence or two. And then if I have more questions, I'll ask you after. I'm like, no, I don't want any questions at the end. I just want to tell you my story.
So the last time I hired for a logo, somebody provided me a sheet with like 9 different options. And I think that's the best way to do is like, you know, give, you know, whoever's, you know, doing the artwork for the logo, do 9 options or do 6 options, and then that gives the person
which
pick,
is a lot
right?
of work, though.
But I mean,
It
if
is,
only
unless
it's
you
slight
roughly draw it out.
variations, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you just do
Yeah.
kind of little different things, and
Mhm.
I think it obviously an open line of communication always helps too, because that way
Right.
you can kind of
Right.
see if people are on the right track of what you expect, work wise.
I've
Yeah,
actually had that with covers. They'll send me back thumbnails of different positions that the characters are in, and that seems like an incredibly amount of work. But I love it. And then sometimes I actually want more than one, so it actually helps them out, because I'm like, well, I actually like these 2, so I'll just do 2 covers.
2 variant
So I do
covers,
like
yeah.
the option. Yeah, I mean, I've had
Yeah.
someone do like 1 option, but I had a couple do like, I think the most was 6. I mean, they drew, and it like, I mean, granted, it was a $550 cover, and I mean, he worked with. It's actually the cover for issue 8 that I have now. He did that, and all 6 looked better than some of the like these are like the sketches looked better than some finished covers that I've gotten. And I was like, I'm ready to take these sketches right now. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
I mean, I even downloaded them. He's like, do you want the
I save
res?
all the
And I was like,
thumbnails
yeah.
too. Like
Yeah.
I've had that like Chris Giarusso, the guy, that does G-Man and Mini Marvels and stuff. He did a couple covers for me, but same thing. He'll send me like 6 like mini sketches of the covers, and they're all great. Like, and you kind of just have to sit there and choose the one that you really want, And
Well, I don't know if signs are accurate when they come to people, but they say like Pisces and Gemini can't decide between 2 things. That's me with a Pisces. I can get it down to 2, and then I'm screwed. Like I just like I can figure 2 out, and then I'm just like,
sometimes it's too good, and you gotta
well,
get them
actually,
both,
it actually wound up working out this time, because I said I want these 2 together. And he's like, all right. So like, so it kind of worked out. Like I think we took like certain aspects from one and moved it to the other, and he did an amazing cover. And you can't see the second one that we did that on, because it's my hardcover. I loved his art so much. It's Jeremy Rampak, and he worked with Marvel, DC, Blizzard, Capcom, but I only hired him for one reason. He was the interior artist for Resident Evil, so I was like, I gotta have him.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's great.
And the scary part is I could not find which art he did. I just know there was 3 artists. So when I wrote to him, I was like, I hope he's the artist that I want, because it was $550 and I had no idea what his art looks like. So I was like, I really hope this is the right person. And it was just so phenomenal. I mean, it just, I don't know if you've seen my issue 8, but he's so detailed, and there's so much going on without it being too busy. And he actually, I mean, paying for it was painful, but afterwards I was like, you didn't charge enough, because it was just like so much. But yeah, the 6 thumbnails that he gave me, I'd never been given that before, and I was like, I feel like I have to pay $550 just to see these thumbnails before I pick one. It was the best way to do it, because I didn't have to think too hard, and that's my favorite thing. So yeah,
awesome.